What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel again. It's been a little bit. I apologize. As you can see, there's something a little different in here today. This is actually my dad's truck, 2006 Duramax. It's an LBZ. If there's any of you that follow the diesel stuff, this is kind of one of the sought after years of Duramaxes. Just very good all around, didn't have a lot of issues. Today the oil cooler is actually leaking a little bit of antifreeze oil mix, so we're gonna get to that. So we'll drain the engine oil, drain the coolant, we'll get that off of there. We got seals and all that good stuff to go on. We got a serpentine belt, just a couple little things. It is the last weekend in this shop. Kind of sucks, not gonna lie. It's a very nice area, as you can hear. Heat's going. It's, it's super nice in here, and it's cold outside. So moving forward, I got a temporary shop, a buddy of mine that will be close to the new house. I'll be working out of that quite a bit. Everything will be stored there until we get our shop built at the new house. So it's going to be a little different environment moving forward, but I just have to overcome it and deal with it. So with that being said, the Corvette is also for sale. It is not on sale, it is for sale. It's a decent price. If you're interested in that, shoot me an email. It'll be somewhere down here. But if you followed along, you pretty much know about this. It's 2016 Z06, Z07 car. Has the carbon ceramic brakes and the 18-inch wheels all the way around that fit over the carbon ceramic brakes. Not many 18-inch wheels can do that. Brand new drag radials. Almost new tires up front. Yeah, basically it's a manual 7-speed car. Has right around 43,000 miles on it, if you can see that there. Yes, it's high mileage for being a vet. What's the point in letting it sit, Stage 3 aero. All the good stuff. Ground effects. It does have the exposed carbon stinger on the hood. Being a 16, some did, some didn't. This has front cameras. It has PDR, heads-up display, all that good stuff. This literally has probably almost every option except for comp seats and the exposed carbon ground effects, splitter, all that good stuff. I almost prefer it in the carbon flash anyway, so no big deal there. But yeah, it is a very high option car. I mean, this thing MSRP new was well over 100 grand, so I think it's a deal at the price that I have it at. If you're curious on that, hit me up, let me know. And it'll be in Iowa for now. Next weekend, it will be down in Missouri unless someone is closer to here and wants it bad enough that we'll actually still own the shop for a little while longer so it can sit here. But we will be moving very soon, so everything else will be going. But anyhow, back on to the matters at hand. I'm going to get the oil drained out of this, the oil filter taken off. I will get down there and kind of show you what we're dealing with here. So see right up in there, basically next to that oil filter, if you follow that up, and my dad did wash this before he brought it, so some of it's clean now, but Right up in this area, there's an elbow that goes to basically the block. There's a seal that can leak in there, and then there's a tube right up in that area that goes straight forward to the water pump. I'll have to get it off of that, but I'll get the oil drain first, get the filter off of here, get some kind of room to work, and then we'll drain the coolant. On these trucks, there is really not a very good way to do that. They don't have a petcock in the radiator, so we'll just kind of have to get creative and try not to make a mess. But we'll get the coolant drained, and then we'll get that stuff off of there and clean up all the surfaces. Hopefully throw the stuff on there and get it back on fairly quick. Only got about 3.5, 4 hours until I got an appointment here, so I'm gonna try and get it done. If not, I guess we'll cut back to it a little later today, but hopefully get this knocked out and get this out of here, and then got some other stuff to do today, so we'll get right to it. All right, got the wheel off, got the inner fender out. Got light from every which way you can think of here. Oil is draining right now. So if you look down in there, let's see if I can get you in there without casting a shadow. This right here is that whole oil filter housing, and this right here is part of that oil cooler, and then right under this is the manifold. This bar looking thing right here is a tube that goes from the water pump back to that oil cooler. So basically we'll probably just slide that off of that. I don't think we should have to take it off up at the actual water pump. And then we'll get all that off and go from there. So just a little update on where we're at. I'll get the coolant draining here in a second once that oil's done, and be off to the next step. Alright, so quick update. Bolts are out of the cooler. All the coolant is drained. Well, mostly. You got 5 bolts that go into the cooler, and then you got 2 bolts that go into the elbow of the cooler, and then you got 2 studs with nuts. You gotta take the nuts off and take the studs out of that same elbow on the block side, and all that's out right now, so we're just kind of letting it drain a little bit more. That's a 5-gallon drain pan, and it is full, and it is still draining into the other pan that I have down there. So a lot of coolant in here, a lot of fluids overall. That one's getting just about half full, but as you can see up there, got everything off, so just kind of waiting on it to drain, and then we'll go ahead and try and finagle that thing out of there, get it cleaned up a little bit, reseal it, and start on the opposite flow of everything. Get it put back in, get everything thrown in. So we got a Felpro kit here, oil cooler gasket kit. Just opened up here, show you kind of what we got in here. So this is actually the cooler itself. This one of these here would be the pipe on the front that we're not going to actually take off. This will go on that elbow. Imagine this will go on the other side of the elbow towards the cooler here. Another smaller gasket there, and then there's some O-rings on the back side. So if there's any O-rings that we don't have, I do have some. Apparently while we're here, we're going to be putting fog lights in it, and serpentine belt. And then he was supposed to get a little grommet for the windshield washer pump, but there's nothing in there, so either he forgot or decided that he was going to do something else on that. So got coolant, oil filter. We'll get all that out and hopefully get it back together in a pretty decent time frame and have time for everything else today. All right, guys, we have found our culprit. So, as you can see in that corner there, if it'll focus on it, that is where it was leaking. So, we're good there. We're gonna actually go ahead and leave the oil cooler up in there. I'm gonna clean that surface right there that little elbow mates to. Actually on the oil cooler mates to this side, there's like a multi-layer steel gasket with a little bit of RTV stuff around it that mates to that. And then this is actually like an actual formed rubber gasket that gets shoved into that groove there. So if we're lucky, that won't move when we slide this back down in there. Put the studs back on, bolt it back up, basically secure it real good, and put all the fluids back in. So really not too terrible. It'd be nice to actually pull it all the way out, but it kind of looks like more of a pain than it's really worth. It's spinning in there. I mean, it's loose, but that pipe that goes back there, that goes all the way up to the water pump, it's just kind of making everything rigid to where you can't just, drop it down a little bit and slide it out. So we're just going to go ahead and leave it up in there. It's not going to hurt anything. I can get to that surface real good. There is two ports on the back side that go into the block, basically as the oil passages that go to the filter and all that good stuff. I'll go ahead and put new O-rings on those while we're there. I can reach them, I can feel them, I can get them out. I already went ahead and did that, so that's good. Basically just, like I said, clean that surface up, put a new rubber gasket inside of that one, slide it back in there, slide that one gasket in, bolt it all in loose, put the mounts in, bolt that up tight, and then tighten everything up. So shouldn't be too bad. We'll go ahead and get that done, and we'll cut right back. Well, as you can see, everything is picked up and everything's done. So went ahead, threw them new gaskets on there, that new seal, bolt the cooler back up, put that elbow in, went ahead and buttoned that all up, and then got a new serpentine belt on there. That's real fun, there's so much room in there to play with, but got that on, no problems. Nice new fancy fog lights that aren't ironically fogged over. And yeah, put fluids in it, no leaks. So that's gonna do it for this one. I know there wasn't a whole lot involved seeing it. There's really not a whole lot to show you. So just a kind of a normal repair, and next time we'll be on to something a little more normal for the channel. But that'll do it for this episode, guys. As you always do, like, subscribe, keep it coming to you. Like I said, beds for sale, and this could be very well the last video of being in this shop. So yeah, on to different things. So drop a comment below what you guys want to see, what you thought. If you got any more truck content, we might have something for that in the future. Don't know yet. So that'll do it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. See you next time.